Good morning, Metro Nui! Welcome back to another episode of the Barraki Talk Show. We're your hosts, the Mielik brothers,
Jacob,
Samuel,
Thomas, and we're glad you're joining us today as we talk our way through the weird and wondrous world of Bionicle. But first, coming up on the Barraki Talk Show. He would double and triple cross anyone at any time, especially during combat, and he often does. I have a quote here from him. Some of his former colleagues said you could not turn your back on him. The truth is, he would happily look you right in the eyes while stabbing you in the back.
I do also, well, we'll get to that. All right.
No, we won't. We're never going to talk about the Piraka. I'm standing there at a clam bake, just like covered in dead clams. Like, I didn't know! I didn't know! All that and more coming up on the Barraki Talk Show.
Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. We hope you had a great Christmas. Before we get into today's episode, I just have a quick announcement. We put out a poll a couple weeks ago asking about the music and the coming up section in each episode. The majority of you voted to keep the coming up section as well as the background music. And in light of that result, I decided to just lower the background music volume a little bit so it's not quite so distracting. The coming up section will stay the same, but you guys are welcome to skip it if it's something that you don't find useful or entertaining. There is always a timestamp in the description of the video that will skip directly past both the introduction and the coming up section just to where the events start. So feel free to use those if you want to skip those sections. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the Piraka episode, part 1.
No better introduction to the Piraka exists than a quote from the book Legacy of Evil. A common thief might sneak into a village to steal something of value. A Piraka would set the whole village ablaze to cover up his theft. A robber would normally take an effort to slip in and out unnoticed. A Piraka would destroy whatever or whoever was in sight purely out of spite. Piraka were criminals, looked down upon even by other criminals as scum. Calling someone by that name was a great way to start a centuries-long feud, usually peppered with violence. There were few words more vile that could come from an intelligent being's mouth. Strangely, though, Vezok found himself actually liking the term.
Yeah. So, I think that's just the perfect way to start this off because Vezok, as we know, is a Piraka. And they are just the most backstabby, evil, like morally bankrupt individuals in the story.
Yeah.
Like, Makuta is evil, but he has, like, something, right? He has a slight sense of honor.
He has a core set of principles,
yeah,
right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
But, like, the Piraka are just entirely self-centered. There is nothing else they care about.
So you know when you nerds are playing D&D and you're playing a chaotic, evil party, and you just go around murdering a bunch of stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the Piraka are.
That's literally what the Piraka are. They're just murder hobo incarnate. But starting off now with the lore proper of the Piraka, as they're not pronounced.
Actually, you're not far off.
Oh, wait, no, what are they actually called?
Piraka.
Piraka?
Piraka.
In the song, they say Piraka.
They do say Piraka in the song, so that is a canon.
Yep. Yo, Piraka! So I'm going to stick with Piraka. Are you going to
start off the episode with the song?
No.
At least just that part of the song?
Maybe.
People want it, Thomas. They've been asking for
demand it.
They want the Piraka song.
We need to do our cover of Yo-Yo Piraka.
Okay, we'll do our cover.
That is our promise to you, viewers. We will do our cover of Yo-Yo Piraka.
I did not consent to this.
Tough beans. Okay, so the Piraka are actually 7 Skakti who defected from the Dark Hunters to search for the Mask of Life. So these are specifically the Piraka referred to in the story. So whenever we say Piraka, we don't mean the general term. We're referring to one of these 7.
Capital P Piraka.
Yes. Piraka. Also, if the intro description makes it sound like they would be a dysfunctional team and you wonder how they could even be a team, like, at all,
yes,
you're entirely correct. They're just terrible at being a team. Their one kind of uniting trait, though, is that they're all the same species, and so we'll discuss that first, because they are Skakti.
And they are all the most selfish people you've ever met in your life.
Yeah, all of them are the most selfish person. It's like a 7-way tie.
Which, if that sounds confusing and impossible, yes.
Yeah,
you
especially
are
when
correct.
Bionicle Satan is in the picture. It's like, dang, that's pretty impressive. So, what are the Skakti? We shall go over. These are the natives of the island Zakis, which is just a funny name. Wait, that name's a palindrome.
Whoa.
Zakaz. Yeah, it's spelled with a Z. At the end. It's not
Z-A-K-A-Z.
Zakis.
No way.
Zakaz.
Wait, is it
I
really?
don't know. I'll look up.
Look it up. Because
That's
maybe
how
I
you
spelled it.
spelled it.
That's what I thought it was.
But I don't think it'd be Zakis. It's Zakaz.
Okay, Zakaz.
So I was right.
Thomas just doesn't know how to pronounce
I
anything.
can't pronounce
Zakaz.
squat for beans.
Honestly, when we get into the specifics of the Piraka, you guys are in for a shock.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
Thomas and I looked at some
Yeah.
earlier, but
Oh no.
Okay, so
our whole world will be turned upside down.
It's going to be like folk or something.
Zakton.
Anyway, continue.
So, the history of the Skakti is that they were a violent and brutal warrior race, but they were smart enough and possessed enough self-control to not constantly fight. If this sounds like it's leading up to something bad, you're correct. Because a Makuta came along and tampered with the entire species, and it granted them vision powers, so like they could shoot stuff from the eyes, elemental powers, which can only be used in conjunction with other Skakti, and they gain the passive effects of a lot of the elemental powers, and they sometimes have an additional ability on top of that, but it's a case-by-case basis. However, the downside to this was that it also made them extremely aggressive and warlike. So they were already warlike and aggressive, and then they got pushed to the extreme, and they were granted power greater than a Toa. You can see how that might go horribly wrong. And then, because he failed so bad, the Makuta actually got exiled from the Brotherhood.
Bang.
Which is pretty funny. So, this background is why the Piraka left the island to go do their own stuff, because they're super powerful, they have the ability to do it, but also they don't have anyone they love or care about at home. So, that leads us now into the specific Piraka, unless we have any questions. Yes.
I just have a kind of something to say. Interestingly, the Skakti were like, well, actually, maybe most of the beings are, but the Skakti were created by the Great Spirit himself.
They're just one of like the normal races, like Vortex or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like it's just kind of interesting because, yeah, I just thought it's like, oh, okay, they weren't like a mistake, you know, they didn't, like they were part of the plan.
They weren't Matanui's mistake.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The Vortex have no like excuse. They're just like, we love being evil. So, moving on to the specific Piraka. Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, let me see if I pronounce this right. Zaktan.
I'm pretty sure this one is, I'm not going to say because I want to verify.
It
is Zaktan.
Zaktan. Booyah.
Zaktan.
I heckin' rocket this. So, his code name was the Snake. I don't know why, actually. Because a lot of the others make
Bidden,
sense.
though, for,
But what?
it will become fitting.
Foreshadowing. So Zaktan is the most intelligent and the strangest Piraka. Not strongest, strangest. And he is the quote-unquote leader, only because, like, he's a lot harder to kill than the others, essentially.
True. And he's the one who every once in a while will be like, guys, we all need to do this. And whereas the other ones are like, I'm going to do this. And he's like, no, gather around.
Yeah.
We're doing this
He
together.
has that, like, take charge.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the weird thing about him is that his entire body is comprised of microscopic beings called protodytes. And his consciousness is stored in these protodytes as well. Although that's very loose on how those mechanics actually work. Now, if
Don't worry about it. That's how it works.
Yes. This is a broken sounding ability, and that's because it is broken as heck. Because being made out of literal microscopic creatures allows him to move through cracks that are like microscopically sized, because he can just funnel all through it.
Yep.
He can search entire areas at the microscopic level by like spreading out his consciousness and just having his prototypes go along it at a slow pace.
never mind. I'm not gonna worry about it.
What?
How do they see?
They have eyes.
The prototypes
I have no
eyes.
clue.
At microscopic
I never
level.
understood it as seeing, but more feeling.
Yeah,
Or
like
sensing.
sensing maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
I'd have to look into prototype
Makes
lore.
perfect
Are you saying like
sense.
how does he see?
No, how did the prototypes
Well,
see?
yeah, okay. So that's what I was wondering, because like I said, I've always thought that it's more of like they can feel. So it's just like if they're searching a floor, they can feel all the ups and downs in
Fair
the
enough.
surface.
Fair enough.
They're two-headed creatures with lizard-like tails and razor-sharp talons.
Ah, two-headed
Of course
creatures.
they are.
That's interesting.
So,
Why not? But they're microscopic somehow.
yeah.
There's a picture.
Okay, then.
You can have two heads and be microscopic.
You know a lot of microscopic things with two heads?
No. Yeah, I'm looking. It doesn't say anything about eyes, but they look like this guy who has 4 eyes. So he has like twice as many eyes as normal people on like every single cell of his body. So yeah,
Well,
prototypes have 2 heads, 4 eyes, and a Hammer sphere launcher. This is such a weird set.
it's not a set, it's a combiner.
That's what I meant. It's a weird combiner. Imagine if they sold this with Good Guy, bundle it with Good Guy. Anyway, so his entire body is made up of these things microscopically, and I guess his are green because he's a green-looking fellow. So, continuing on with the abilities, he can shift and rearrange his body at will because it's just made up of protodytes. They don't have a defined shape. He can also send protodytes into other people and like which is just such a creepy ability. It's like, I don't want bugs crawling through my entire nervous system. That sounds horrible.
Yep, that does sound really horrible.
Yeah. And he can send body parts to attack distant people. So like he can just detach his arm prototypes and have them go hit stuff with a hammer or whatever. So it's very useful. It does come with drawbacks though. Mainly, he always emits a low hum because the prototypes are always like moving and shaking.
Yeah.
He has to constantly focus on keeping his shape because, you know, obviously. And even still, his body is always shifting in waves, kind of like a Star Wars hologram, which I'm like, ooh, that's actually a cool detail. And the prototypes are not durable. Like, heat and such will just fry them and kill them. So he has to be careful around, like, toe of fire.
Can he regenerate? Like,
It doesn't seem to be,
okay.
but it's,
So
again,
that's like
unclear.
his main weakness. then.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it's hard for the Toa to exploit because it would be like a kill shot if they do it, so they don't try to completely incinerate him.
It's weird that his armor
Mhm.
comes with him. Like, because you would think that it would, like,
What do you like? His natural armor?
well, so is the armor, like, actually just part of them?
Yeah, it's weird.
So why do they describe it as, like, like they can feel the fleshy parts?
Because they have biomechanical stuff underneath,
I
then they
guess
have
that makes
armor.
sense, kinda
It'd
like
be
General
like calluses
Grievous.
or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Like General Grievous.
Yeah, also kind of like Grievous.
The armor is part of him. Technically,
It's not like Grievous though, because like the armor for Toa acts like, and other species acts like a literal body part. It is literally part of their body,
Yeah.
right?
and how is that different from Grievous?
Because he's not one organism with it. He's a bunch of organs inside a mechanical shell, whereas the biological and the mechanical parts work in harmony with a Toa. If their armor gets severely damaged, they feel pain.
Fair point.
So it's weird. So when they say like this is an armored being or like a heavily armored being, think of it like this person has a really thick hide or really
Yeah.
calloused
Yeah, it
hands.
makes sense.
That'd be a more similar way to see it.
It's just weird that they can get, like, their armor can get crushed, and, like, how does it get repaired then? Like, does it just heal?
I don't know if it heals or if they actually have to like blowtorch it or whatever.
Yeah.
But that'd be kind of cool to figure out.
Because, well, once we get to events, I may have, if I remember, I'll have another question.
Yeah. So that's his like body random one-off wild card power. Zaktan's vision power is very simple. It's just laser vision. It shoots lasers.
Straightforward.
Yep, I'm like, okay, that's pretty simple. And he has his air elemental power, obviously.
Don't get used to this because it gets much more complicated from here on out.
Yes, it does.
He also has his air elemental power. And then for his armaments, he has a Zammer Sphere and a tri-bladed scissor / grasper. That's the name of the thing. Because on one end, it just has like a little grasper, like those things you use to pick up trash. And then on the other hand, it's called a tri-bladed scissor, but I don't know what's scissor-like about it. It's just 3 blades. Like,
I mean, it's scissor in the fact that they all have like one pivot point. Like they all come out from one
that makes
point.
sense. Which is weird though, because his weapons are also made of protodytes. So like they're not pivoting on any mechanical function. He can make his weapon look like whatever he wants it to look
now
like.
That doesn't make sense. How are his weapons made of prototypes?
How did the Hortica weapons get transformed by the Hortica venom? Exactly,
I
Sam.
know. That's why I had contentions with that too.
It's
I
the
want to know how
exact
this
same
works.
way. I have here in my notes, I don't know how that works.
Oh, good.
So I hope that clarifies.
Oh, totally, it does.
Yeah, so that is Zaktan. Any thoughts before we move on to Hakan?
Zaktan's just weird, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a strange fellow.
he is. And his personality kind of matches that, too.
He's definitely, everyone always comments like, he's weird. Like, he's not a leader because of charisma or likability.
He's a leader because everyone is terrified of him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's definitely, I feel like out of all of them, he has the most gravitas, you know?
Yeah, he's the one where he steps in the room, you're like, things are different now. They're changed.
I agree.
Yeah, which I do like, and they keep it up through, like, the whole story.
Yeah,
so
and I've always really liked him for that reason.
I also like how they always plot to kill him first.
Yeah.
They're like...
Because he's so powerful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so... I like Zaktan. I think he's great. And when we get into the events, we'll get to see more of the cool stuff he does.
One question. Why the heck did they give the Piraka elemental powers?
Just because. It's so busted.
It's so weird.
Well, I think what I do like about giving them elemental powers is that they can only use it in conjunction. So in the story,
that's true, yeah.
They get used exactly once, which I think is a great way to showcase like the thematic elements of how the Piraka are not united at all.
Because they have to have 2 or more of them.
Yep,
together,
2 or more
right?
using their elemental powers in conjunction to use them at all.
Right.
So I'm like,
Is that
what?
I don't remember that happening, but we'll get
They make a
the
lava
events.
monster.
Okay.
I always thought that was such
Wait,
a
is that
strange
earlier?
thing, though.
Because
it's in book 2.
That's why.
Now we move on to Hakan, or is it Hakan?
It's Hakan.
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 So wait, did we have Zaktan right?
Zaktan was right.
Zaktan was right, but Hakan. Okay.
Hakan.
So this is Hakan the Bully. That's his tagline. He is the most cunning of the Piraka, to varying degrees of success. Because he's always trying to make plans. He's always trying to backstab, but sometimes like it's just not the right time for it, and he gets like flattened easily. So he would double and triple cross anyone at any time, especially during combat, and he often does. I have a quote here from him. Some of his former colleagues said you could not turn your back on him. The truth is, he would happily look you right in the eyes while stabbing you in the back. Then this is from the Shadowed One writing about him. I'm like, what a wonderful quote. Yeah. For this reason, obviously, the other Piraka weren't crazy about Hakan. Even in the context of Hakan.
You can just say Hakan.
I'm just gonna say Hakan.
Just say Hakan. Yeah.
So for this reason, the other Piraka weren't crazy about Hakan because he's always backstabbing, even when all the others are trying to do so as well. So I just thought that was funny. It's like he's a schemer among schemers. He's a
Hakan.
He's a schemer. So his vision is heat vision. And you're like, okay, how is that much different
than
from laser vision? And Greg actually did give an explanation of this. He said laser vision is super precise, right? It's just a particle of, or a beam of light going into a specific location, which then generates heat.
Yeah.
So you can use it on like really in-depth and detailed things because it's so small. Heat vision just radiates heat all throughout it, so you can't use it to like mend like small electronics or something.
But you could microwave something real fast.
Yeah. Which I'm like, that's a good enough distinction, but it is never like in the story they just use it to shoot people. So it's a functional non-difference.
Yeah.
They learned something from the Rakshi. The cool thing about his vision though is that when he uses it, it temporarily weakens his eyesight. So I'm like, I don't know why him specifically, but okay, go off, I guess.
It heats up his eyeballs.
When my eyeballs are hard, suddenly I can't see anything.
Wait, did they have eyeballs?
Yeah. How do you think they see?
Yeah, but like, are they like fleshy?
That's a good point. I have no clue. They have eyelids, Jacob. I know that.
Don't like that.
So, Hakan's wildcard ability was being able to shoot mental blasts at people. And these can vary in potency, right? He can turn up the mental blast, he can turn it down. But he can only mentally attack people. He can't read their minds or anything. It's not like telepathy. It's just mental attacks. So I'm like, it's a fine ability. It just seems, I don't know, kind of redundant because he has so many other ways to just attack people. I don't see why. Well, that's not true because the mental attack is a guaranteed hit. So it does add a cool use case. So he also has elemental fire abilities. This allows him to resist extreme heat passively, and it is what powers his magma launcher. So it draws from his elemental reserves to be able to shoot magma from it. Because he can't normally shoot fire, so he uses the launcher to shoot balls of lava.
Yeah.
And his other side of the magma launcher is a claw that shocks people that it grabs. Which I'm like, there's a lot of like claws and grasping instruments.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. And the flip sides of all their weapons, they never use in story as far as I know. They only use the primary side.
Okay, I am going to ask the question that I was thinking of.
Okay.
Brief pause.
Okay.
Why? Okay, the Piraka have like teeth, like, you know, mouths. Are those actual mouths or are they just part of like how their
mouths.
face looks? And they're always grinning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They pointed out in the books like multiple times.
Yeah, they're like, and it's unsettling to everyone because like this is super creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, especially for like societies that are built around having masks that don't move.
Right.
Like especially around your mouth area. It's like I can see why that would be very upsetting and disturbing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And also society that says eating through your mouth is creepy and disgusting. So for a lot of reasons, having a big mouth like that is just weird.
Really quickly, I tried playing Bionicle, the game, yesterday. I was like, this is so unsettling because all their mouths move.
Oh.
And like, there's so much unsettling about that game, but I was like, this is really weird.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't remember a lot about that
I don't
game.
remember anything.
I started and I got about 5 minutes in and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I think I'm good. So that is the end of him. So he just has the lava launcher and electricity.
That's the end of him.
Now we move to Vezok, or is it Vizok?
Nope. Wrong.
Vezok?
It's Vazok.
Vazok.
I knew it was going to be Vazok. I knew it.
No, you didn't.
Of
No,
all
you
of
didn't.
the stupid ones, like of all the weird pronunciations, I actually have, as I've thought about it being pronounced Vazok, and
Vazok I can understand.
like I mean it's kind of goofy. Like why not just spell it like put in like they have Radak, like with the I in there. You could have just done VEI.
Yeah.
And it would have been Vazok, right? So it's kind of weird for that reason. But the actual pronunciation of Vazok is still easy enough to say that it's not unnatural for me. So it's like...
Unlike Hakan.
Yeah, no,
Hakan.
Hakan.
Hakan. I'm never going to remember that. He's Hakan to me in my heart.
Yeah.
Along with Lua. So, back to Vazok. He is short-tempered and kind of stupid. Now, he used to be intelligent and very calm until Hakan hit him with the Spear of Fusion, which instead of fusing him with something, split him into two entirely separate
because
beings.
he had it on. Literally, the canon reason for this is because the switch was set to reverse.
Wait, are we going to talk about that at all later?
What?
Like this whole event when Hakan actually... Okay, then I'll save it for that.
Yeah. So, which is just such a funny origin story. It's like I used to be intelligent like you till I took a Spear of Fusion to the knee. So it took half of his intelligence and pretty much all of his self-control. So that's why Vazok's kind of a rage monster. And yes, he has massive beef with Hakan over this because, yeah, obviously he would.
Is he the one who threw? No, who ends up throwing Hakan to the Mana Co?
I think it was Vazok.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Everyone always loves to throw Hakan first because it's Hakan or Raidak that they're always pushing to the front because Raidak can take it and everyone wants Hakan to die. So Vazok's vision power is impact vision, and this is just like small concentrated impacts from his eyes. That's it. It's really ill-defined and it's never used that much. It's just like a physical blow extended. His wild card ability is that he can mimic and use other people's natural powers for a short time. So he can't mimic weapon or unnatural powers, nor can he mimic Rotuka powers, because those require a Rotuka to fire. And he can only hold them for a bit. He also must see them used, so like he can't just absorb powers of random people he's around, he has to see them actually use the ability. However, he does have some upsides in that he can hold multiple at a time, right? So, like when the Toa hit him and shoot him with their elemental powers, he's able to absorb those powers and hold multiple at a time and shoot them right back.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm like, so that's a useful ability, and I like it. It's not over... It seems like one of the more balanced abilities to have, because it actually has reasonable drawbacks, unlike some people that we'll get to later. He has innate water powers as well, so... This doesn't manifest in the way that it does with like Ga, Matoran, and whatever. He doesn't have improved lung capacity. What his elemental passive is that he's immune to some corrosive water effects. Which I'm like, that's kind of cool. So if like there's mutagenic water, it helps ward some of that off. He also has a harpoon/buzzsaw. So again, giving the water characters harpoons for no reason. And you may think, well, okay.
I mean,
his harpoon looks more, it's not an energy harpoon or anything. And it's just a normal harpoon. It just has an auto-reeling function. It's like he's walking around with a normal one-shot auto-reeling harpoon.
So, like,
Nice.
Our contention with Holly was not that she had a harpoon. It's that it was a laser harpoon.
Yeah.
It doesn't reel back in. It's like, that's not, like, the use of a harpoon, right?
Yeah.
At least this one's a harpoon.
Yeah. However... He never uses it because the other side, the buzzsaw, you're like, okay, that must be a buzzsaw. No, it shoots water daggers that are drawn from his element.
What?
Yes. So the buzzsaw side of his weapon shoots water daggers. And like Hakan's draws from his elemental reserves, this draws from Vazok's elemental reserves.
It like spins around and the blades just
I
come
have no
flying
clue where
off.
it comes. That's the only thing I can imagine. From like,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It's cool, but what a bizarre thing to do.
If you look
Like,
at it,
why
it's
name
not
it a
really a
buzzsaw?
buzzsaw.
It's like...
It's just like a hook. Like
Yeah.
a little hook. It's not even round.
I didn't come up with the names of these weapons, okay? I just follow
I'm
the
just
rules.
saying. Look at it. That's not a buzzsaw. That's in no way, shape, or form a buzzsaw.
True.
But apparently it is, in the truest way, shape, and form, a buzzsaw. Because the core
You mean
concept
whatever
of...
Greg says is a buzzsaw?
Exactly. Now you're getting it, Jacob. So I'm like, what a bizarre tool to carry
What a
around.
bizarre
It's like, do you want
tool.
normal harpoon or water shooting buzzsaw?
Greg's just like, my word is law.
My judgment is final. So this brings us to AVAC. That's how you pronounce it,
Yes.
right? The trigger. I always called him AVAC, so if I say that, that's because I'm correct about everything.
Right.
AVAC is the tech guy of the group, and he's generally the most stable by Piraka standards. So he's still an evil, horrible person, but like you could talk with AVAC without getting instantly attacked is kind of how it works. He's
very much like what's the character from Transformers Prime who's the scientist, the Decepticon?
Shockwave.
No, the other one.
Oh, Knockout.
Knockout?
He's like Knockout.
Yeah, he's kind of similar to Knockout, although he's much more evil than Knockout.
Yeah.
He's between Shockwave and Knockout in terms of evilness and scientistness.
Right.
Because he's a very good engineer, although he's not like super intelligent in other aspects. Like he's not socially that great. He's just a good engineer. Like he's technically trained is how I'd put it. He created the Xamasphere launchers, And he's probably the one who built the Nektan on the island, or at least like designed and had the blueprints for them. He also probably built the rodeo bull that they have in the base.
The best use of his engineering skills.
So like, AVAC, stop building immortal robot guardians. Build me a rodeo bull now!
And let us know down in the comments if you want rodeo bull Piraka Stronghold merch.
That's very specific.
Take the Kikanolo by the horns. So his vision power is actually one of my favorites. He has telescopic and X-ray vision. So essentially he just has like the Akaku with the scope on it. And it's good for like fine engineering work, because if you need to zoom in on what you're doing, it's like you can just do that. There's no downsides, which I'm like, that's actually super cool and thematic for an engineering guy to have.
This bugs me so much because I wish they would have given that ability to Radak, because he has the goggles. Like,
yeah. Well, he has infrared vision, so you can go infrared goggles as well.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
His AVAC's wild card ability is that he can make a perfect living prison for a target.
Yeah.
And this is his defining ability, because it is the most powerful ability. It's maybe tied with the most powerful ability the Piraka have, because it is as busted as it sounds, right? Because like, okay, you just make a perfect living prison. Pretty much what it does. He looks at you, he thinks, it works instantly, and it works without conscious input for what you're... He doesn't have to think about what would counter you. His power automatically comes up with what would counter you.
He just has to concentrate.
This would be a sick spell in D&D.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's called imprisonment.
Oh.
Just sends you to a dummy plane where you can't do anything.
Dumb. More like a dummy plane.
AVAC's a spellcaster. So he just activates the ability and boom, you're in a cage. It works on anyone. It can be made of anything, is stated to work on anything. It is said to account for all abilities and powers of the captives that would use to escape it. However, this is blatantly false, because multiple people escape such prisons, such as Kongu, when he just uses the mask of telepathy to make AVAC drop the prison. So it's like, it didn't account for that, obviously. In other prisons, it accounts for the weapons and mental powers that people have, but sometimes it just doesn't. So take it accounts for all abilities with a grain of salt. It accounts for most abilities and for the most important abilities. It does have some other drawbacks, and that has to be line of sight, and it takes almost his full concentration to use. So like, he's not walking around or fighting other people, he has to focus on keeping the prison up. He theoretically can use it on multiple people at a time, but that's like crazy amount of concentration. And if he gets knocked unconscious, the prison disappears. Mm-hmm. Or if he's just like severely beat up, the prison disappears. So that is all the caveats of his ability. And I have mixed feelings on this ability, because on one hand, like, it's just an instant win button against anyone that you fight. But on the other hand, if you ignore it's supposed to work perfectly on people, it makes for really cool scenarios that the heroes have to get out of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it's cool to have in the world, because it means that there's a universal counter for anything someone could have, right?
Yeah.
So like, when they try to take out Zaktan, they're like, we need AVAC, because he can just one-shot Zaktan with the prison ability.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's cool for that, and they handle it as everyone sees it in world as powerful as it is as viewers would see it. So that's my feelings on his ability.
No, I like it.
You like it?
No, I like
You
it.
freak.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. No,
I think it's one of the most unique things we see in Bionicle.
I was going to say, it is really unique. Like, you don't see much else like that.
Clearly, Greg was proud of it, too,
Yeah,
because
they
it is
use it a lot.
100% the most used Piraka power in the story.
Yeah. Zaktan's prototypes I probably use more.
Well, but I wouldn't consider that so much like a power like it is, but it's like, yeah.
I know what you mean. But yeah,
it's a side effect.
Of the active abilities, it is by far the most used, because it's just cool. I like it. So, besides this, AVAC also has the element of stone. We don't know if he gets the passive effect of increased strength from it. It's never mentioned. And his tool is a seismic pickaxe / jackhammer. So, it can cut or weld through pretty much anything. That's the pickaxe part, which I'm like, I don't know why a pickaxe has a welding function. It's just weird to me. And the jackhammer part can shoot energy blasts. This is one of the few Piraka weapons where I'm like, I could see myself using both of the sides.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it for an engineer.
For what it's worth, the pickaxe side, doesn't look anything like a pickaxe
That's what
either.
I was just gonna say. Like, they got half of this one right. Like,
Yeah.
But Jacob, in the truest sense, is it not a pickaxe because Greg said it was?
It is a pickaxe only because Greg said it was.
Like, I trust you, Greg. You better not lead me astray with this pickaxe
Because,
nonsense.
like, in what universe, besides
Bionicle.
the Bionicle universe, is that a pickaxe?
Good point.
No point. That's the problem.
Maybe there's a reason it can weld things, Jacob. Maybe because it can cut or weld through anything, it's a pickaxe in the sense that it can like burrow through rock and stone.
Okay, sure.
No.
Deep rock reference.
It's like the Quake Breakers, but worse.
Yeah. Quake Breakers are heckin' sick.
Yeah, they are sick.
But now we come on to Thok, the Drifter. And he's called Thok, right?
He
Not
is
Thok or
called-
Thekur.
He's
Thekiku.
Fuck.
Thok. It's just all caps.
It is
Yeah, I
all
know,
caps.
the
The
pronunci-
pronunciation guide is all caps.
Like-
THOCK.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Thok.
And it's so funny reading in the encyclopedia because it'll have the name then the pronunciation. For Thok, it's just Thok. Thok! It's like a Full Metal Alchemist title card. It's like Thok. Thok!
Thok.
It's just very funny. So, Thok's personality thing, as it's described, is that he likes to be alone. However, in the story, he is by far the most charismatic and charming of the group. And like, he's what Hakan thinks he is. Where people actually like to team up with him. He actually is persuasive and can present like compelling arguments. So Thok, in case this isn't clear, he's my favorite. I love Thok so much. He's just so fun to be around. However, he is the third best schemer behind Hakan and Zaktan. They're like a little more intelligent than Thok is. And they don't even have his natural advantages and still have similar levels of successful schemes. However, Thok does have the advantage of not everyone hates his guts all the time, so he's not always in the line of fire when something bad is happening. His vision power is Spellbinder Vision. So, this causes people to fall down due to vertigo, which doesn't sound very powerful until you realize, like, if you're face down on the ground, a lot of Bionicle powers work on line of sight, so you can't do much, and it has a long-lasting effect as well. So
I
it's
also love that this one just has a name for some
yeah,
reason, like a
Spellbinder
very
Vision.
specific
The others are
name.
like heat vision, laser vision, Spellbinder Vision.
Yeah,
Obviously, Greg had a few favorite abilities.
you think?
So, Thok's wildcard power is that he can bring inanimate objects to life. So he can control them when he does this, and he can even bring, like, processes to life. Like, as we mentioned before, he can bring sparks themselves to life and have them, like, hop around and do things. The only downside being this is limited to line of sight. But I really like this ability, and they use it really well in the story. Because, like, when Thok arrives on the island, there's a Visorak in a bush, and he just brings the bush to life and kills the Visorak with it. I'm like, that's a great use of that power. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He also has ice elemental powers, so he has the passive effect, which makes him immune to cold, but weak to fire. Which I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And for his armaments, he has an ice gun / peg. So this shoots beams of ice, and the ice peg, as far as I know, does nothing. It's just physically, it's just like an ice climbing pick, essentially.
I always
That's all it is.
wondered which side was like the canonical side for Thok. And
Generally, he keeps the ice beam out.
yeah,
So
yeah. Even
That's
though
what
it
it
looks kind of stubby when it's on that
I know
side.
it's a weird
very
look. It's not one of
strange.
my favorite guns.
No, I mean it doesn't look bad. It's just odd.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this one fits the description. The closest of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It does look like a gun on one side, and it does look like a peg thing on the other side.
So you get
know.
points here, Greg.
Yeah, good job, Greg.
Now we move on to Radak, the tracker. He is the brute and the tank of the group. And he is actually intelligent, but he doesn't care to think. And he never does anything clever in the story because he doesn't want to. Because
Honestly, relatable.
yeah, all of the lore is like this guy's an extremely skilled tracker, like, and he actually has like a calculating mind. And Radak himself is even like, yeah, man, I'm pretty intelligent. I just don't want to use it. And so you would think this would amount to something like that's a lot of setup for him being able to make like a showstopper play at the 11th hour. No. He just runs at things
His
and doesn't
nature
die.
is the same all the way through.
Yeah.
He chooses not to think. He does not think.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Even in the most critical moments.
And you may think, well, doesn't this get him into like hard situations? And also no, because this is accounted for with his other abilities. First being he is the physically strongest and toughest of the Piraka. By far, without his wildcard ability. With his wildcard ability, he can never be defeated the same way twice. When I first read this, I'm like, okay, this is like Vizok's power, where it has a limited time duration.
Did you just call him Vizok?
Vazok.
Vazok.
At first, I was like, I thought this was Vazok's power, where it has like a limited time duration or whatever, where if he's defeated, he can temporarily not be defeated the same way twice, but is actually permanent, forever. So if he is beaten and not killed, so like if he's stopped by some rock or stone, or if he's hit with a mental blast or whatever, if he is not killed from that, he becomes permanently and completely immune to that same attack. And
That's crazy.
Absolutely
it stacks
wild.
forever and infinitely. So he could theoretically
Become the most powerful.
Not the most powerful,
The
just-
most literally
he could be immune to
undefeatable.
literally everything in the universe.
Yeah.
And so the only way to kill him is with one shot from a new source he has never encountered before.
Dang.
That's literally it. I'm like, that is such an insane ability. And it bugs the heck out of me because when the Toho Nuva are fighting him, they all use their abilities on him, right, to take him down. And then he's just completely immune to him. And it makes me mad because I'm like, that is how the story would go. But also I'm like, how are you supposed to beat this if you have a no-kill rule? Like, what were you thinking, Greg? I don't know. It just makes me like emotionally mad because it's so unfair. Moving on from that, though, he has infrared and thermal visioning. This is to play into like his theme of being a tracker. Although, as we kind of pointed out before, he's divided between like being a tank or being like a smart, intelligent tracker. So he never uses this ability because he never tracks anything.
He does use it once in the
Oh,
books.
when's he use it?
When Vazok, Avac, and he are all in the boat going to Markjuly to release a certain beast.
Yeah.
He looks into the water with his infrared vision to see if they
That's
can
right.
find.
But he just sees a bunch of fish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's used once, but
It's
to virtually no effect. Yeah.
And not to track anything either.
Correct.
So he also has the earth element, but again, we don't see any benefits from this. And his tool is the buzzsaw / power drill.
And
This
for
one,
once, this one
100%,
actually is
yep.
a buzzsaw and a
And-
drill.
yeah.
For
Yep.
the first time, we
Yeah.
can confidently say that this one is the two things that it says it is,
Yeah.
okay?
And so the ability of the power drill is that it can turn the ground to quicksand pretty much instantly. And he does actually use this, which I didn't remember him using it till I looked up. I'm like, oh yeah, he did. So cool use of his ability.
Which, by the way, quicksand does not work like that. Just saying.
In Bionicle, Jacob, quicksand does work like that.
Okay, then.
Also, you only know that because you watched the Mythbusters episode with me.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. So, that is all the Piraka generally.
I like how they use buzzsaw twice.
I know.
And they actually gave one of them a buzzsaw and then did nothing with it. And then the other buzzsaw looks nothing like a buzzsaw, but that one has like a defined power.
It's
What are you doing, Greg?
And all of these tools have like 5 different names. It's just because all the marketing material, I don't think they ever talk to each other. Like, what is this? Like, it's a harpoon energy laser buzz saw.
Yeah.
Ship it.
I also do want to say for the record that, like, it seems like the Anika Piraka wave had more, like, last-minute changes and issues and, like, design concepts that were changing literally up to the moment of release than, like, any other wave up to this point. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's, like, we're going to look at a lot of them, but there's, like, a million different prototypes. There's all different kinds of, like, even last minute changes. Like, they changed Avac's almost entire design, like, last minute. So it's like, it's crazy.
Totally
how many
paid off, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It worked, but I mean, that's probably part of the reason why you have so many inconsistencies, because Greg would have been writing the stories as they're making changes to these things. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, now we move on to technical.
You are now entering the set and technical portion of the podcast. This is where we examine the real-world production and set design of the LEGO Bionicle toy line.
So we're in the technical section.
No technical section.
The technical. Okay, Jacob, what's so technical about this?
Okie dokie, artichokes. Well, honestly...
He's channeling his inner Canadian.
Okie dokie,
I don't know what that accent.
He's channeling his inner Canadian. You just did...
Not a pretty picture.
I don't like doing
it.
Which I know is an impression of someone, but I don't know who, so to me it's just a genie impression.
If you guys know who the genie is impersonating, let us know in the comments.
It's Thomas impersonating Robin Williams impersonating someone else.
Robin Williams was impersonating me?
No, he said Thomas
I know.
impersonating...
Oh, yeah, you're going back. I thought you were saying this is the chain of how it started. I'm like, no,
Bro
I don't
is
think he was
literally
impersonating me, impersonating him.
stupid.
That seems impossible.
Bro is literally stupid. All right, so the Piraka are similar in a lot of ways to the Anika, unsurprisingly.
Because they're both bonkles.
They are both bonkles. They both have colors.
The same colors?
And they're both produced by LEGO.
Oh, the LEGO group. I've always wanted to collab with them.
Yeah. Just the whole LEGO group, like all.
Normally our
whole
interaction
company.
is where I pay them money and then they give me stuff.
I would
good
love for
point.
them to give me stuff and then also I get money. That'd be great.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know, if you started doing reviews...
Yeah, true. Good point.
Some sort of Hafu-based review.
All right. Anyways, moving on. So the Piraka, much like their Anika counterparts, really lean into the edgy aesthetic.
You could say that.
Like they really lean into it. I think that the Piraka actually are even more effective.
Oh,
than the
yeah, they're
Anika.
definitely
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just think of, like, the Toa Nuva, right? With their knight aesthetic. They're clean. They're the symbols of heroism. Then you look at the Piraka, you're like, not that.
You're like, these guys are bad guys.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Like,
These are
they
bad
are
guys.
evil.
Yeah. These retailed originally for $9,
Ooh, $9.
which is actually $1 cheaper than the Anika.
Really? Do
Mhm.
they have more parts or whatever?
They actually have a few less parts. They have between 41 to 42 parts pending.
Wow, they got the range narrowed down there.
Yeah.
And how many did the Anika have?
The Anika, I think, had like 48-ish on average.
So is the extra buck worth 6 pieces?
Honestly, I don't think so.
For the masks, maybe, because I don't like the Piraka heads as actual, like, they're hard to use on anything.
It's true,
else.
yeah.
But so are the Anika
They make
masks.
kind of good skulls, though.
Yeah, I like the headpiece. I guess I'm talking about like the
the mask.
the
The
mask
mask,
plastic
yeah.
part. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the actual headpiece I'm fine with.
The braids.
I don't know what
Whatever
they are.
the
They're
heck.
the spines.
The spines, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Lego be like, the pleasure is all spine. Insert that Lego movie clip.
It'll be done, my lord.
The pleasure is all spine.
on the secondary market, these guys go for like $16 to $18. They're actually pretty consistent.
Yeah, they doubled in price.
honestly, yeah,
So the theme of the Piraka is consistency.
yeah. Honestly, pretty much, really. And honestly, it was interesting looking through the secondary market and seeing that there isn't really like a particular standout for the Piraka.
Dang. No Rudaka phenomenon.
No, and not
Phenomenon.
even like with the Anika, like Holly went for way more for some reason. But
You know, in retrospect, I think it's just because of the dual molded
I was going to
parts.
say the dual
yeah,
molded
probably
parts.
has to
That's
do
why
with
I
the
would
dual
go.
molded. Yeah. But yeah, the Piraka are just pretty much all consistent. So I think honestly, every single Piraka set has its strengths, and like you can't really go wrong with any of them. I think if you pick up any
I
one
think
of them,
Raid
you'll
X
be
really
happy.
heckin' ugly looking.
He is really ugly, but he has the gold like armor pieces, and that is actually really cool.
He has,
That's true.
I think, quite possibly my favorite color scheme out of all the Piraka. The
Hot
gold
take.
and black is just really striking.
I don't know. Zaktan is a pretty cool color scheme.
I do also. Well, we'll get to that. All right.
No, we won't. We're
so-
never going to talk about the Piraka.
Lots of, once again, lots of new parts. Lego just really went heavy on new parts for these. this wave of sets. All the Piraka had glowing orange eyes that could actually light up. The eye stalks were very similar to the Metru ones, and they could actually fit into a regular Metru head.
Weren't they longer though?
They are longer, and they had batteries, so you would press down a little thing on the back, and it would make the eyes light up.
Which were super cool, except it's virtually impossible, or it might actually be impossible to replace the batteries in them.
You can replace them, but it's really hard. And the eyes also, it's really hard to see in the daylight. They work pretty well at night, but yeah. They're supposed to, of course, represent the Piraka's eye beam weapons.
Yep.
So
the heat vision and or laser vision.
Or spellbinder vision, or whatever the heck.
See if you can name all the visions right now. Do it.
No, I can't.
Me neither.
X-ray, telescopic.
Those are together.
That's the same vision.
Yeah.
And
There's infrared, telescopic X-ray. There was spellbinder, heat vision, laser vision, and Vezox, Vazox, which is the impact vision.
Very good. I'm proud of you
Good
guys.
Job, Samuel.
I was listening.
The Piraka heads, or some people call them skulls.
They look like skulls.
They look like skulls. Yeah. They use the same basic format as the Metru heads, but they were white and they had massive teeth.
Yeah.
Like, really huge teeth.
Yeah, super wacky looking.
Yeah.
Like they're not fun to look at.
I don't know. I think they're kind of fun to look at.
They're not terrible.
I hate looking at them.
Okay.
The eye stalks would slide into the skull, and then the whole thing would be covered by the mask, the flexible mask, spines connected rubber part. The skull parts actually glowed in the dark too. Fun fact. Did you know that?
What?
Yep. So
I've
the
never
teeth
seen
would
them glow in the dark.
Yeah, the teeth are supposed to glow in the dark.
Okay, and ever since we had that question, whenever I see like the skulls, I just imagine the teeth power of the harpoons, just like them shooting out at me. I'm like, no, I'm good, but thanks.
I know it's become part of my headcanon too now.
I want to test our skulls in the dark.
Yeah.
What a crazy sentence.
Guys, we need skulls for the dark throne.
Skulls for the skull. Yeah. The Piraka also used Zamersphere launchers, just like the Toa, but this time they didn't have the hoppers, so they could only use one single Zamersphere at a time. And the Piraka had them in either pearl light gray, gold, or pearl dark gray.
Pearl,
so silver,
dark
and
gray.
dark silver.
No, pearl light gray, Jacob.
Incorrect. No, I'm just kidding.
Pearl is so stupid.
Pearl colors.
Yeah. No, I hate the concept of pearl. The clams, I hate them. Smash them, kill them.
I think you're thinking of oysters.
You're right. I'm sorry, clams. I didn't know.
Get this guy out of here. I don't want to look at him.
I'm standing there at a clam bake, just like covered in dead clams. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know.
This guy.
Go ahead.
All the Piraka had new unique weapons and special arm parts that would allow the very long weapons to sort of like slot into the arms. It was a gimmick that honestly doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
It's completely unnecessary, and it seems to exist to solve like a design flaw almost. And it makes the Piraka weapons really hard to use on any other mocks.
True.
Like, they don't really work.
But it does look cool, so I'll give it that.
But it doesn't look that cool.
Yeah. It just looks coolish.
Yeah.
Now, fun fact, when I was looking at prototypes, the original prototypes that we looked at for the Toa Anika, the drawings, they had almost the exact design of the Piraka arm piece.
That's because the drawings are the Piraka.
Yeah.
Well, the drawings were early prototypes of Piraka, yeah. But they ended up...
What's your
you
point?
just said that they were...
We looked at them for the Anika because they use...
the Anika episode.
Because they use elements of both. So basically what they ended up doing was they essentially took the Piraka, what were going to be the Piraka designs, and they kind of split them and used half of the ideas for the Piraka and half of the ideas
well, because
for
the Piraka original idea was that they were going to be just straight up Toa, right?
Well, I don't know about that, but they were supposed to look more like Toa.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was... Someone commented, actually there were a couple comments about it, and that the original design was supposed to obviously at least highly emulate Toa,
Mm-hmm.
if not straight up
Be
that
Toa.
was what their original.
Which I actually think that's a cool concept, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, but it's just funny hearing that concept and looking at the Piraka and being like,
Yeah.
nothing was left of this concept.
No.
Yep.
I think, and it's interesting to speculate why that's the reason. My guess is that they just wanted a clearer distinction. Like, they wanted you to be able to just look at them and go, those are the good guys, those are the bad guys.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. Which I think was probably the right choice, because having two groups that look very similar, I think would have also been kind of lame.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, do I get the identical group of 6 or the identical group of 6?
Yeah. Although the original Toa and Nika designs were really different, like drastically different, not just from each other, but from anything we'd seen up to that point too. So they were like, yeah, they were really unique. And so we ended up getting a more like kind of cohesive look for the Toa. And then we ended up getting a more cohesive look for the Piraka as well. So, you know, I feel like I'm happy with what we got. Like, I have no issues, more or less, besides the Toa mask. But, like, overall, I really like the design. So I'm not mad about it. But it's just interesting that we got that. So, but I thought it was interesting that the Piraka arm piece that they ended up with is almost exactly the one
in the prototype
design.
Yeah.
And they weren't using it for the weapons originally. It was just part
there.
of the arm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if they just like made the weapon like, I guess it slots in here really well.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Interesting.
Anyways, so that was cool. The Piraka lower legs and leg armor parts were also new this year and would appear on each Piraka in the respective colors. So, the Piraka's designs are very, very similar to each other. Super cohesive. They essentially all have the same build, same parts, more
Which is
or
so
less.
funny when it's like, oh, these are like the super self-oriented, completely unique, like, Dark Hunters. And it's like they're all exactly the same.
And they even
looking.
have less variation than the Toa.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, huh. It's very funny.
The only really main difference is their feet. So half of them have the clawed variant, which it's like the 3-toed claw that we would see appear.
And this is not Claude from hit movie Elemental, right? This is Claude as in contains a claw, right?
Right.
Okay.
CLAWED. Yes. Not CLOD or CLAUD.
So we should not expect any acts of Claude.
Correct.
Hate myself.
Or they had like the V-shaped feet.
Which are way cooler ones.
Yeah. And both of these, all of the feet designs introduced in this year would be used many, many, many times after. So
yeah. Jacob looking up Bionicle, he's like, feet picks Bionicle.
I plead the fifth.
Feet picks Bionicle Rudok.
Plead the fifth again. I actually really like, side note, but I really like the transition into the sturdier feet bases.
Yeah.
Especially for these larger models. Because it makes it, they're just so much easier to pose.
Yes.
Like the Toa Nuva and the Toa Mata fall over all the
Yeah,
time.
because they're pretty, whatever.
And so you are in, I don't know, some people don't like the large feet. I'm a big feet, big pants aesthetic guy.
Yeah, same.
So I'm okay with it, but some people don't like the big feet, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but it just,
It's whatever. It's preference.
Yeah, it's preference.
Anyway.
Overall, the Piraka are really somewhat more conservative design-wise.
Politically?
Yes, they are politically conservative. The Piraka, the pure evil haters of law. Some people would probably agree with that.
Maybe anarchy is like a conservative position in Bionicle, and they're like, we are all about conserving my right to live.
Thomas, your next video is you're going to have to make a political alignment chart and where every team of Toa and their villains falls on it.
I think all the Toa would be pretty similar. No, yeah, I think they'd all be
except for
pretty similar.
Kopaka, who falls all the way down to the Libertarians.
That would be kind of funny. I think I will actually do that.
You should do that.
Really
Check
quickly.
out our quick plug for the Barraki Talk Show Instagram. Check out the shorts on our Instagram.
Yeah.
At Barraki Talk
Well, you
Show.
can also check them out on YouTube. You know what?
You're ruining my plug. I was trying to do a plug.
If you're
and you
on
ruined
Instagram
it.
currently, come to YouTube and watch this episode. It heckin' rocks.
That would make a good clip
Yes.
to put solely up on Instagram.
clip that. Jarvis, clip that.
Yeah, but so really quickly before we continue on, so I found the comment and it was by William Cooper 8599 who said he was saying that the original concept was that the Piraka would be a Toa team called the Toa Ranga, and then they changed them later to the Piraka. So just as some backstory.
Based if
And at
true.
least for a while, the Piraka were referred to by the names that they ended up going with for the Toa. I don't know exactly
Which
what
is
they were
weird
going
because
with.
Jala and Holly, whatever, were already pre-established names.
Yeah, I assume there was probably a point where the name of the Toa team was going to be Piraka. Maybe.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Yeah. The Toa Piraka.
The Toa Piraka, you're like, this seems oxymoronic.
Yeah.
It could also just have been code names for the designs because it would have been easy for the team to connect who that should have been with. So like if they were designing red Piraka,
Be
Piraka
like
Jala,
Jala.
you're like, I already know Jala's a Tomatoran, right? Like he's going to be the red one. He's going to, like they were already established names that they were working on at that time. So you would easily know kind of what group they should belong to.
Yeah. It kind of seems like to me that this whole wave was like they had a very ambitious idea, but no extended timeline. Like their timeline was exactly the same. And so they just they had to do everything really quickly.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway, another thing too is the Xammer spheres were the actual Xammer spheres that came in the sets were either bright green or trans neon green, and at some point in production it seems like they switched over, but some sets actually have a combo of both, which is really weird.
Of a combo.
But they're also kind of marbled, so the color changes drastically from really light to really dark. So, but they're technically maybe the same
So
color.
they just had weird Xammersphere production then?
Yeah, something was off with the Xammersphere production. I don't know what it was, but yeah, there was something off about it. But yeah, interesting. Also, something about the canisters. So we don't typically talk about the canisters a whole bunch, but the Piraka canisters came with a Piraka mask, like a kind of recreation of the Piraka mask on it in like a much cheaper plastic, and it didn't have any attachment points, but it was designed so that you could the eye stalk pieces actually went into when they were sold as the sets, they were inside of that, so you could like press down on it and you could see the eyes glow, which was kind of cool,
Kind of funky.
yeah, kind of
Cool
interesting.
idea.
Interesting concept. So yeah, but they did come with those masks, and they were removable, but they have like no obvious attachment points, but they do sort of fit onto the Piraka heads.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting.
They always confused me as a kid. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This looks like a Piraka, but it's all hard and whatever.
Okay, so moving on to the individual sets. So first off, we got set number 8900, Radak. And Radak's color scheme was black, dark gray, and pearl gold.
Pearl gold.
And of course, this is, the new, when I'm saying dark gray, I'm talking about dark bluish gray. When I say light gray, I'm talking about light bluish gray. And when I say brown, I'm talking about reddish brown, because we are now a couple years into the new colors.
You got to write all that down because I'm not going to remember it anyway, but here we go.
Anyway,
Samuel, insert that clip of the Lego movie. But with my audio over Vitruvi.
I'll try.
You got to write all that down because I'm not going to remember it anyway, but here we go.
Radak's color scheme. Oh, I already said that. Okay. I think that the color scheme black, dark gray, pearl gold. So it's mostly black and gold is what you're kind of getting from that. It's very striking.
Take notes, Nubru, having a secondary color.
Right.
What a concept.
Well, a secondary color that's not silver, because we've seen a ton of black and silver, but not very much black and gold. And in fact, the only other Bionicle set that I could think of, this isn't to say this is the only other one that exists, but the only other one that I could think of that has a similar color scheme is Brutaka from the same year. And his color scheme is black, dark blue, and gold. So it's like still got that like dark with the bright pearl gold. But
He's mostly like blue and gold though, so.
it's similar. I didn't say it was the same color scheme.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you out of this room.
But Jacob, it's not the exact same, Jacob, so duh. rage bait.
Vote to kick Thomas off of the island.
Chat, don't vote me off, please. Samuel,
If we get at
we need
least
a poll.
Two
You can vote me
votes,
off the show.
we will chuck Thomas into
Dang,
into
that's a low bar.
into what's the island, the mountain on Zia? What's that one called?
I don't think it.
It's called the mountain.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I
we're
don't
gonna
think it has
force
like
Thomas to climb the mountain on Zia with no supplies.
no, with Rudaka as his partner.
Yeah,
What a way to
go. At least you get a nice view as you're going down.
Wow, you're a freak.
I was talking about the view of the island. Yeah.
Zia is a horrible island. It's just an industrial nightmare.
I was not talking about the island.
I reinstate my earlier comment. Anyway, so back to Raidak.
What do you guys think of the black and gold color scheme?
I like it. I don't think Raidak does it the best.
I think
Brutaka
what's
Out of the
does it
two
the best.
designs, yeah, wow.
Yes, well, Brutaka heckin' rocks, bro.
well, Brutaka doesn't really do the black. Like he has black on him, but he's also dark blue.
I know, I said it was
That's
similar.
That's what I said.
I
But I
said
said
similar.
you don't even think of black as like a color scheme of his.
Even though he's at least half.
Brutaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was thinking of him as blue and gold.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was researching the comment, and so
His
I
color
checked
scheme-
out for that part.
His color scheme is at least half black. Between the blue and the black.
Let
me see
I
some.
don't know if he's half.
Between the blue and black?
I think like it's very clear that the blue was supposed to be the dominant,
the
secondary,
secondary
color.
color, I
Like
agree.
I think black was parts limitation. Like they probably just didn't want
I
to mold
agree
everything in
with
those parts.
that, yes. But
Anyway, none of that matters.
yeah,
I don't think Raidak does it the best.
because he's the only one who does it.
I don't think he does it super. I don't think he fulfills the full potential of what the combo of black and gold could be.
Okay.
Mr. T does.
I think that what's is weird about Raidak that Zactan, I know we'll get there, but like is the color, the full gold on the chest plate looks a little bit weird on Raidak because it's so like strongly contrasted against the black that it's like there's a lot of gold there all at like one point, and it looks sort of weird to me. Like it's not terrible, it just looks like
like someone like
I think that's what I
threw a
like
glob of
about it,
paint
though.
at his chest.
yeah,
And it just like,
yeah, and it's kind of weird because like it's not accented anywhere else except on the toes, right? Like if it had been mixed in, like honestly, if Raidak had been dual molded with pearl gold,
Ooh.
like that would have been so cool.
That would've
That's
been
true. That
sick.
would be pretty cool.
But that's my major complaint. It doesn't look bad. It just looks a little out of place. Like for some reason, I think it is the contrast. The fact that the black makes the gold stand out so much that it's like, oh, that's weird that piece is just all gold and then no other part of him. Like yes, his weapons are gold, but no other part of him except his toes are gold. And it's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know.
it's strange.
It draws attention to the fact that he's like
and he
mostly
doesn't have
just
like
one solid
anything
color.
covering the chest plate, or it
That's
doesn't
what
have
I'm saying.
like crazy like
there's no
it's
nothing
just,
to break
it's
it up.
exposed.
It's just that is what it is. So
I think it's interesting that you hold that opinion based off of a following character's color scheme, but we'll get to
well,
that.
no, that's what I acknowledged. But once we get there,
Yeah.
I will explain
We
why.
get there when we
All
get
right.
there.
Anyway, so Raidak's mask was black and kind of chunky and rounded. His defining features were his eyes, which had sort of like a goggles look to it. And his spines were very understated, sort of just short, squared off spines for the most part, except for these two really tall ones right behind his head.
Yeah, they always look like funky ears.
Yeah, they kind of look like ears.
Talking
I
about
don't
the
hate
goggles.
I don't hate it, but
I'm pretty sure that Illumination stole the idea from for the minions,
minions
from
from
Raidak.
Raidak.
So add that to the list of people stealing from Greg.
Yeah.
it's also he also has like a very defined chin, like
Yes,
this like very
Yeah.
like
prominent.
Prominent
He had to
chin.
compete with Hyuki in the
Yeah.
Mog competition.
His weapon was a pearl gold drill / buzzsaw combo, which of course is the only one that actually looks like it could be used as either a drill or a buzzsaw. Yeah.
And it can turn stuff to quicksand.
And it's interestingly also the only Piraka weapon that would see reuse anywhere else. And it was reused in set number 8624, Race for the Mask of Life, which is the minifigure, one of the minifigure scale sets from this wave, from the 2006 wave. So,
and what is it used as?
It's used as like just a decorative element for
I want
one
to know
of the
like what
vehicles.
the heck was this set doing?
This set is so bizarre.
Like, it has no bearing in the story whatsoever.
Yeah, at least the Piraka Stronghold set has the Piraka Stronghold, and the other one has the bridge that they fight on.
Yeah,
but,
this one I'm like, they never use boats. What are you talking about?
I don't know what it's. I mean, it's kind of cool.
I like the idea that the Piraka used Brutaka's corpse as a boat.
We'll talk more about that at some point. So
I never knew this set existed.
Radak had a gold Zamersphere launcher with a bright green or lime green, depending on which one. Brime green. We'll just call it brime green from now on. Ball. And I think the sets, as far as I know, the sets only came with one of each, which it seems like a distinct
disappointment coming from the Anika.
Yeah.
It was worth it to pay the extra $1.
Yeah.
Just for the
especially because the balls are something that get lost so easily.
I don't find Zamerspheres get lost super easily because they're very large and colorful.
True, but I mean they're balls, so they go everywhere and roll around. Unlike the Thornax.
Unlike the squid launchers.
Which go nowhere.
Exactly.
They don't
stay
even shoot.
Exactly where they started.
They stay home.
Yeah. Like I feel like the Thornax are just kind of a better design.
You can make this little piggy rhyme for all of the ammunition types.
Right. And this little Zamersphere went wee straight to Madanui. All right.
Madanui eating all the Zamerspheres. Nom, nom. It's like hungry hippo over there.
Right. So Radak is one really interesting little tidbit about Radak is every single part of his set can be found in some other set except for his mask. Every part, including his weapon, which is really different.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Super unusual for a Bionicle set. His clawed feet were dual molded in black and gold. And so he, Hakan, and Vezok all had clawed feet, and the other ones had the V-shaped feet.
Wait, you said no, you go ahead first.
I was just gonna say, can I say that I love both of the Piraka feet? Like they're actually
both really
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, on the Piraka, the clawed Piraka feet always seemed like they seem advanced enough that they seem like they'd be in like Fantoka or like later waves.
Right.
Like they just had that feeling. They were very progressive for the time.
They are. And they also ended up, I mean, it shows because they ended up seeing a ton of use in other sets. Like a lot. Those feet popped up everywhere.
Yeah.
As claws, as Gadunka's tongue, as a bunch of other things. So,
yeah.
And it was cool too because all of them were dual molded in different colors. So these were gold and black. Hakan had dark red and pearl dark gray, and Vezok had dark blue and silver. And all of them would show up in different contexts, which is pretty cool.
But speaking of Hakan.
Well, actually, before we get there, since I said I was doing some research, they were actually called the Toa Rana, R-A-N-A, not R-A-N-G-A. And it was interesting. So in the comment, he says that it was like first figured out, like we first found out about but in a Duck Bricks episode where he was interviewing Faber.
But Lego took it down.
Yeah, Lego took it down. And so I was able to verify that, and there were some some concepts still out there, like concept art for the original Piraka design.
And also, if anyone downloaded that video and happens to have it, send it to me.
I never got to see 4K video download.
Yeah, I never got to see it, and I'm bummed. I really wanted to see that episode. They literally took it down within like a day.
That's so stupid.
I just wanted to say that so we could substantiate that claim.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good to know. Nice job, William.
Yes, that was
nice.
Smooth.
No, he just spelled his name with like 14 I's, Jacob.
Okay. Next up, we got Hacken, set number 8901. Hacken was dark red, and pearl dark gray. Which is an interesting combo because we don't see a ton of dark red and red combination, but it actually looks good. I think it's different. The mask is this very aggressive, angular kind of look. I feel like he has the most aggressive look out of all of them.
He's out to get you.
Yeah. His mouth is forming a very distinct sneer.
He's the bully.
And his spines are red and have these sort of like rounded spikes. And I have to say, I really appreciate that Lego is finally starting to move away from the red guy fire, blue guy water, green guy air aesthetic.
Except that the aesthetic, but they all had those elemental powers.
So like actually it would have made sense with them.
Yeah, like he literally he shoots fire out of his gun.
But like I'm happy that we're finally getting away from that because it's been such a long time coming. Especially like with the Rockshi, where it makes literally no sense that like the red Rockshi is a fire aesthetic and the blue Rockshi is a water aesthetic.
To pick out the Rockshi for this
because it's stupid.
Jacob,
it
every
doesn't
time
make
there's a
any
red guy
sense.
with a fire aesthetic, it's just like the Rockshi.
It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense with the Borak Call, which they did that too with the Borak Call. It didn't make sense with the Rockshi, and they started finally getting away from this a little bit with the Visorak. And so now we've finally moved all the way away from it.
See, Jacob is the soy. I hate all these guys, and I'm the Chad. Ooh, red? This guy must be fire-based. Blue? Obviously they use water.
So you're admitting you're stupid, or...
Fellas, is it stupid to like red and fire going together?
Is it stupid to like red and fire going together when it makes literally no sense?
Jacob looking at Kai, the ninja of fire. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate
because
you.
He's actually fire. The red guy, when he's not fire, makes no sense for him to have a fire aesthetic.
Matt is Matt. Why would they change Matt?
It literally makes no sense. Are you going to look at me and tell me I'm wrong about that?
I'm posting this as Jacob crashes out.
He literally can't even do that. He can't even tell me I'm wrong because he knows I'm right. Think of how many other cool concepts they could have done. But no. Fire guy red.
No, red guy fire.
Yeah.
Depending on if they design backwards or forward.
Well, it doesn't matter because the fire guy is always red.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Jacob watching Power Rangers. What's next? The red guy's the leader? Psh, I can't get a load of this.
Hey, the red guy's not always the leader in Power Rangers.
When are they not?
A lot of times. Not usually,
that's very specific.
Not usually in like the mainline Power Ranger series, but even in Dino Thunder, the black guy's the leader.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He is the mentor.
Yeah,
he's not the leader.
Well, that's
like
true, I guess.
He's the Doggy Kruger.
Isn't the yellow one the leader in one of the pirate one?
I think she is. Actually.
Yeah, get wrecked, Thomas. We're gonna kick you into Mount
but
Manga again.
That one, it's aside the aesthetic, that series was terrible. So you just, I get a pass.
Oh, okay, yeah. You seem to be getting a lot of passes.
And also, yellow could still be a fire aesthetic.
It could, but it's not.
Or a banana aesthetic.
Why are we talking about Power Rangers? This has nothing to do with Power Rangers.
Power Rangers podcast next.
After we do our Galador podcast.
How I dread the days of the Galador podcast. Hey guys, you want to... It's me, the Glinch. we gotta do a Glinch
You're
parody.
a mean one, Mr. Glinch. My arm is off again.
I almost tanked the company.
Oh boy. Anyways, but yeah, so however you feel about the fact that we're moving away from that motif, at least it's finally happening. So good on you, Lego. or bad on you, depending on whether your name is Thomas.
Anyway, back to Hakan, the dude, the guy, the bro.
Weapon. Hakan's weapon is a pearl dark gray lava launcher. It's the closest thing to a gun we will ever see from Bionicle, or really from Lego, probably.
Kordak blaster.
So, no. Look at Hakan's weapon. It is straight up a gun. The Kordak blaster is like a minigun.
It's literally a revolver.
Yeah, it's like a minigun, a revolver.
If it's small, it's not really a gun. It's a minigun.
Thomas has no clue what a revolver looks like.
It's just a revolver, Chain.
It's like, not what a revolver
do you mean like
looks
a Gatling gun?
Yeah, he's thinking of a
It's
Gatling
like a
gun.
Gatling.
I know, but like it is the core part of the revolver is the revolving mechanism.
Thomas,
with the
are you
bullets.
tired of
That's
clicking
just what a
L's today,
Kordak blaster
or-
is.
Bro's
Anyway,
taking so many
this
L's.
doesn't look that much like a gun to me.
I think it looks
How do you not see
pretty
gun
similar
out of
to
that?
a gun.
Oh, because it hits that like sci-fi gun aesthetic where it's like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a
Literally
gun.
describes it as a gun.
I'm
Are
gonna
we-
need to get you a bag for all the L's
Are
you're
we
taking.
going to have to get a Thomas crashes out section?
It's not a gun,
When
guys.
do I get to crash out?
This episode is insane.
Just like the Piraka.
Oh.
I am so sorry for anyone who has to listen to this one.
Okay, so, and it had a transparent red lightsaber bar.
Yes, it did. It could fit a transparent red 4-long bar or the
Four
lightsaber
long.
blade.
He's from Star Wars.
4 long.
Oh.
4 long. 4 studs long. Okay. It could go in the front, and it just added to the effect of it, which, you might look at that and go, laser gun. But no, you would be wrong, you silly fool.
Yeah.
It's a lava gun,
And
obviously.
And it shoots balls of magma, not like
Yeah, not like
darts of magma.
Yeah, you're stupid for thinking that'd be a
Yeah,
laser
dumb
gun.
dummy.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Greg just keeping you on your toes.
Yeah.
He could be anything.
he also had a pearl dark gray Zammersphere launcher,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the aforementioned clawed feet in dark red and pearl dark gray.
Mm-hmm. Got those toesies.
Yeah, I like Hakan.
I definitely think he's a solid design, but he's not like outstanding.
To me, he's one of the more quintessential Piraka.
Yeah,
Like, he seems
He's
kind of like
the Akar of the wave,
Yeah.
where it's like this is kind of what we go off of.
he is not the quintessential Piraka, because I think the next one we're talking about is the quintessential Piraka, and that is Vezok.
Yeah, Vezok
Set
is
number
the Piraka.
8902. Vezok was dark blue, sand blue, and pearl light gray. or
Pearl
silver.
light gray.
His mask is very angular, and his mouth is in a distinct frown. They kind of really tried to take the mouth shape and give all of the Piraka a slightly different,
Grin.
variance on that. So it's either like a smirk or a sneer or a frown or a grin,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually did a pretty good job with this.
What I
so.
like about his face is that and his whole design, you can see how he would have been lean and intelligent and smart, right? He doesn't look like dumb and brutish like how he acts in the story because he lost half his intelligence.
Right.
So I do like that just from a design standpoint, connecting with the lore.
Yeah, I think he's really cool,
And
actually.
his spines are really cool. Like, I
Yeah.
love that design.
And they're definitely one of the more unique ones, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the rounded eyes on Hakan looks stupid, and the squared off eyes on Vezok gives him that more cunning look.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
I just prefer it.
I also like the really tall spines on this one. They look cool. And I like the little swoop thing.
In
Yeah,
on the
swoopity
shoulders.
swoops, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
on
the
yeah, the
swoopity
ones that
swoops.
connect.
And they give that like just a water kind of aesthetic feeling. Much as I know you hate it. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. But it definitely does feel like fins almost.
Right.
Right, like tiny little fins. To help
Well,
them
and it's
swim.
interesting too, because if you look at the Hakan prototype, if you look at the Vezok prototype, they were really leaning heavy into the fin aesthetic.
Mhm.
And he has like a whole like tail and everything with
That's cool.
like a creature tail, like a water
Mhm.
creature tail.
He was gonna be a mermaid.
Yeah, basically
They
a
took it
mermaid.
from us.
Yep. Never let never forget what Lego took from you.
Wait,
We could have
wait,
had
wait, wait.
Mermaid Vezok.
Wait, and it makes sense because Voyanui is Bionicle Australia, so this would have been H2O Mermaid Adventures Bionicle Adventures.
Samuel, please put up on
Garr.
screen H2O Mermaid Adventures, but with all the Piraka faces on it. Thank you. But they're all Vezok
Arnar.
Our nerd.
in different
no.
colors.
The tower taking the mask of life.
No. Vezok, no.
Forgive our terrible Australian accent.
If there's any Australians out there watching us, I apologize.
Yeah.
No, there definitely is one. Someone commented, they were like, I live in Australia, and Australia is or Voyanui is definitely, or they said something along the lines of like, yeah, I can understand how Voyanui is the Australia Bionicle.
Mm,
Very true.
yeah.
Vezok he had a silver water harpoon with a harpoon on one side and a rounded quote unquote buzz saw on the other side. Not a buzz saw, not remotely a buzz saw.
No.
His hip and upper arm and leg elements would be exclusive in sand blue to this set. Fun fact.
Sand blue because he's water.
The only reason that all of his sand blue elements are not exclusive is because the his hand pieces also came on General Grievous's wheel bike and one other set that I forgot. He had a silver Zamersphere launcher or pearl light gray.
Pearl like gray.
And he had clawed feet that were dual molded in dark blue and silver.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the best sets.
He's the base Piraka for me. Like he's just like standard, like you think of what a Piraka is supposed to look like, and that's what he looks like to me. Yeah.
And I think his harpoon looking gun is really cool too.
Yeah, I like pretty much everything about him. He's just a nicely designed set.
Yeah, just solid. There's nothing bad. There's nothing to stand out about him, but also nothing stand out in a bad way. So
Yeah. And is it a coincidence that the first 3 sets in production order had the clawed feet? Yeah.
I think so, but I don't know.
No, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah. I think it's a conspiracy.
I don't know to what end.
It's also really weird how they chose to order the sets because there never seems to be any rhyme or reason which ones come first.
Nope.
All right. Next up, we got Zaktan, set number 8903. His color scheme was dark green, sand green, and gold. And I have to say, this color scheme works so well for me. Like, something about it just like tickles my brain. You know, like it is like really effective. And normally I don't like green as a color much.
I think I would prefer if the green was a different shade, maybe darker or maybe lighter. I don't know. It just hits I've never quite liked the blend of the exact hue of green and the gold.
Really?
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Sorry.
No, I like it. Because I think the dark green works really well with that. And then the sand green mixed in adds like a bit of pop. So it's not just all dark.
Pop in circumstance.
I think he is one that actually looks better in person. Like if you were to just look at a picture of him, I think that the physical set looks better.
And I also think it's so interesting, Samuel, that you think that Radak's torso stands out when Zaktan's doesn't. And he even has less because his feet don't have the gold.
So that's what I was going to say, and why I was going to put, or I did put the caveat, but I didn't want to say who. I think it works better with Zaktan for a few reasons. One being Zaktan is broken up so yes, the gold is not accented in other places, but he is not solid dark green everywhere, right? Like except for on his torso, which is one of my primary contentions was Radak is just black.
Actually, no.
Well, okay, he's gray on some of the pieces, right?
All of the same pieces where Zaktan is sand green, Radak is dark gray.
I think one thing that helps is that Zaktan's spine distracts a little more and kind of merges the chest plate in with the rest of the thing. Because since it's more filled out, whereas Radaks are very far apart and small, he doesn't look as naked, I guess.
I can see that.
I think that also just as far as like color contrast goes is a big thing. Like I think the dark green is not as dark obviously as the black, and so the lighter gold doesn't stand out quite as much. It's also in the same general.
Are you French?
My French came out. Excuse my French.
French Canadian.
Yeah. No, my like I think that because like the yellows and greens blend together, right? Like they're close on the color wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes sense that they kind of work better together than to have black and gold. Not that they don't work together, but that like your eye would naturally see the difference between those two a lot more. Like it'd be a lot more significant than
contrasting.
Between yellow.
That's what I like about
said,
it. Yeah.
Between yellow and green. So for me personally, when I look at Zactan, it does not bother me as much because the contrast is not there. They're very complementary. Like they look great together in Zactan, but they're not jarring like it is in Raydak.
Okay, guys, tell us in the comments. Ignoring the actual sets themselves, which color scheme do you like better? Black and gold or dark green and gold?
I don't think that's a fair.
Yeah, why would you ignore the
I'm
sets?
not saying that I don't like I literally said I like the black and gold. I don't like how it was done in the set. If they'd put more gold onto the set, I would have been like, excellent, good job.
Okay, tell us in the comments which set do you like better, Raydak or Zactan?
There we go. I'll accept that.
Also, I have to make a quick correction. All of the Piraka sets did come with 4 Xamaspheres.
Oh,
4 of the green ones. So 1 to launch and 3 to lose.
That's a loss for the Anika right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
but the Anika
Rip
still
the
had
Anika.
the hopper. So
Yeah.
True.
So before you come at me in the comments, I checked it and I corrected, okay?
also I want to say that I like the Piraka either have like mono spines or like dual spines, and I don't really like the dual spines, but I think Zactan is the best of them.
Yeah, I don't love the dual spines either. I like the more singular one.
And also,
most
the
of the
more
time.
I look at his stupid scissor weapon, the more I'm like, if this is meant to be used as like a weapon in combat, it is so wackily designed because like it has that rotating gear in the middle that all the scissors are connected to, but presumably that's loose. So like when you move your weapon up or down, they like follow it and like clink, 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 clink. And I'm like,
but it's low-key kind of cool.
how would that be useful in combat at all? And I'm also wondering, since he's made of protodytes, does he manually have to like use those functions, or is it kept static just like how it is in the actual set form? Anyway, it's bizarre, and I don't like it. Robert, I don't like it.
I like it. I think it's kind of cool. It looks cool.
It looks heckin' cool. I
Yeah.
give it that. I'm just confused on why you need to make it more complicated than it's a 3-bladed sword.
Don't know. One thing that's interesting about Zactan is his mouth shape is so different from everyone else's. He almost has like a buck tooth in the middle. It's kind of weird. I think it's more like a nose than like a tooth, but it's very angular. And he has all of these very sharp like triangles all throughout. And his spines are these sort of like hooked. They're very similar to the Borok tooth piece.
I really like the triangular 3 design for him. I think it fits.
I think it does fit. It makes him look really menacing. But in a different way. He's very bestial, like Kikanalo-ish.
He has always reminded me of a bull.
Yeah. He's very bullish for sure.
Oh, it's because the spine looks like
spine,
horns.
it looks
Yeah.
like horns. Yeah, but I think just on top of that, like the very powerful kind of look to him.
But the design team looked at this and like, you know what? Snake.
True.
They were thinking of that horn snake that blew Wanua into the wall in Maze of Shadows. These guys did a
Brilliant.
deep cut there.
One thing that's interesting about Zactan is all of his sand green parts are actually exclusive to this set, so that's fun.
Sand green? That's a stupid color name.
All the sand green
Pearl
parts.
sand green.
You know, there were 4 sand colors that were all all released at the same time.
Try saying that again.
There were 4 sand colors that were all released at the same time. There was sand blue, sand red, sand purple, and sand green. We
And if
currently
you're a cyberpunk fan, Sandevistan. Go ahead.
SMH. That's what Jacob's doing. Shaking his head.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's what SMH stands for.
I know, but if you said shaking
my
his head,
I
should
was
it be
speaking,
SHH?
I was speaking for Jacob.
Okay.
Yeah.
SMH.
I speak for
I
Jacob.
guess I should have
Speak for
said
myself.
he's thanking SMH.
I am the Lorax. I speak for Jacob. For some reason, he's speaking bionically.
So anyway,
Anyway.
interesting thing about the sand colors is they were all released at the same time, and they all kind of slowly died off. Sand purple was killed first.
Wow, this is such aggressive. Like, they all died off. Yeah, then they killed this one. Did like Bionicle hate these colors?
It wasn't
like,
Bionicle, it was just Lego.
Oh, sorry.
They were originally released in the Life on Mars theme, or at least that's where they were most prominently used. I don't know if they were originally released there. And for whatever reason, we only now have sand blue and sand green as surviving ones, and sand blue is becoming less and less common. So
it's nearing extinction, guys.
yeah, sand green though going strong still. So kind of interesting.
We need a reservation
But
for
not
the
in
sand
Bionicle.
colors.
But not in Bionicle, because Bionicle didn't use sand colors after this.
Bionicle's like,
Weirdly.
thinks we're good.
Yeah. Zactan also has a gold Zamersphere launcher, and he has the V-style feet in dark green.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, we got AVAC.
Woohoo!
Set number 8904. AVAC had a brown, dark tan, and pearl dark gray color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
His mask is very distinct in that it's very wide. Like, that's the thing that I think of when I describe AVAC is wide.
They're like, we need a counterpart to Hyuki's chin. They're like, I
Right.
gotcha. Radak wasn't enough. Bring in AVAC.
Now, it's super interesting because until really late in production, his mask looked like this.
Ew. That's really gross.
Yeah, I'm not
And
crazy
they
about
changed it like really late in production.
Good choice.
I like what his current design is, but I think removing the kind of like, I don't know what you even call those, like jowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it look like almost too wide in some cases. I don't know. It looks fine.
I really like him. I think he's one of my favorite Piraka. Like, the wide mouth just works for me. I don't know why. And he's got the mono spine. So I think
he
that
has a
also works.
lot of spines too, which
And I really like his
helps.
weapon, which I see now how it can be a pickaxe, guys. Because the part going along his arm, that's, yeah. So you see
I
it?
see it.
Okay. So it can be a pickaxe. Because Jacob, look.
I see it. I just don't buy it.
What do you mean you don't buy it?
I don't buy it.
AVAC.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Wait, can I just say something really quick?
No.
I think that AVAC is one of my least favorite. Only, well, not only maybe, but primarily because he reminds me of the weird, freaky Mad Men creations from Spy Kids, Bloop's creations.
Yeah, because they do have.
They have,
yeah,
like, the
I
stretched
can sort of
out
see
faces.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I have literally never been able to not see that when I look
Thanks,
at him.
Samuel. You're infected me now.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
So anyway, I've never liked him for that, and so it's like, I don't know. He's just not my favorite design.
Spy Kids podcast next.
No, I reject that one.
Spy Kids 3 podcast next.
I
It's a whole
reject
podcast
your
about
reality
Spy
and
Kids 3.
substitute my own. It definitely has a unique look amongst the Piraka for sure.
Yep.
100%. He has this very unique looking pearl dark gray, quote unquote, seismic pickaxe. At least that's what Bricklink calls it.
Yeah.
With a jackhammer thing on one side, but it has like two jackhammers for some reason. It looks cool. I'm not going to dog it
I do
too
think
hard.
it looks heckin' sick. And they're
And
like, one's horizontal, one's vertical.
The quote unquote pickaxe on the other side, which I still don't think looks like a pickaxe.
Jacob, do you want me to point it out for you?
I can see it. It still doesn't look like a pickaxe.
Sure, bro. Uh-huh. I just think it'd be weird to use as a pickaxe because your hand is essentially like facing backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just silly.
Very funny.
He's goofy.
Goofy goober.
It is kind of a cool looking weapon.
I do like it. If you just think it's like a jackhammer drill, it looks heckin' sick.
Yeah. Fun fact. All of Avac's dark tan parts and all of his brown parts are exclusive to this set only.
Dang, that's so random.
Which is really random because some of the parts I'm like, why was that never made in brown again?
Wait, is it because they made the new brown? Or
no, this is the new brown.
Oh.
I think Lego pretty much just dropped brown as a color following this.
Huh.
Because think about it. Pookie
Avac
is not
looked
brown.
Too good.
There isn't a brown Barraki.
Yeah.
There are no brown
Makuta.
Toa of stone after, or Stoa. Yeah, there's no brown Toa of stone after this, and there's no brown Galatorian.
Yeah. Well,
So-
the Vorox is it's tan, not brown.
Tan.
So-
Yeah. So they pretty
yeah.
much just dropped brown as a color. I think the reason is because brown sold very poorly. Like the
I
brown
can see
Toa,
why.
I think the brown Toa and characters were the worst selling ones. So I think that's pretty much why they dropped brown.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the reason is just because brown was basically not used in Bionicle after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, weird. He had a pearl. Oh, and the dark tan doesn't make sense though to me because there was definitely dark
that's just
tan used
nonsense.
after. Yeah, so I don't know. Pearl Dark Gray, Xamasphere Launcher, and
V feet.
he had the V feet.
That's
in
another
brown.
reason. He just has all like my preferred preferences for the Baraka styles. He's got the V feet, the mono spine.
You like the V feet over the claw feet?
I've always preferred the V feet, and they're so fun to use on mocks because they're wide. You got all the stability in the world.
Yeah, that's true. And last but certainly not least, my personal favorite and
It's
Thomas's personal
Thok.
favorite, Thok at number 8905.
I like Thok as a
I
character
was
the
gonna
most,
say
not as a set.
Yeah. And Jacob is definitely biased.
100%
in his opinion
biased.
here.
Yeah.
So.
This is my first ever Bionicle, so yeah, I'm biased.
I can't just say the stock image for Thok is so stupid looking. He's like,
I have to say, yeah, interesting.
I have to say, yeah.
Interesting choices all around for Thok. I don't totally understand why they made some of these decisions. I really like him though, so I'm not mad about it. The main baffling decision is that they decided to go with very light gray, quote unquote, as their primary color for this.
Is it very light
which
pearl
is-
gray?
It might as well be because
Thok Anniversary Edition.
this color would never appear in Bionicle ever again after this. It was used one time in Bionicle
What is
and
with
never
like
again.
whitish colors and just being like so one-off and
Yeah.
random?
I don't know. And then this color is super rare. It was used in 51 sets between 2004 and 2013.
Which
And
I thought sounded like a lot, but apparently that's very low.
it's a tiny number of sets. And most of them were like one part in the set.
Okay, that makes way more
Yeah.
sense.
And when I say 2004 to 2013, what I really mean is basically 2004 to 2007 with random appearances, or sorry, 2004 to 2008 with like random appearances after that.
Weird.
So mostly reissues and things like that.
Why make this color then?
Don't know. It was probably, I mean, if it was made in 2004, it was already in production before they went through the whole color purge. So,
Okay.
so that's the real, I think that's the reason. It is just a bizarre color. I mean, I like it actually. It's kind of a nice
it just
looking
looks
color.
like dirty white. Like not intentionally, it looks like it just has dirt on it to me.
His mask is very aggressive and it has lots of jagged lines. And he definitely has the most distinct smile out of all of them.
He also has a tri-brow, which is like a unibrow, but with an extra thing going up to make
Yeah.
it like a V.
He does have like distinct like eyebrows, so he's got like this very just like wicked grin.
Yeah.
Which I really like. I think I like that face shape the best out of all the Piraka. Like there's something about it that's just like, this guy is so happy to be evil. It's hilarious. He just loves committing crimes. Fun fact, his mask is the only Piraka mess that would appear in a different color and in a different set.
Yep.
And it came in pearl gold, but that's a story for another time.
Thomas and I just learned about that this week.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Yep.
That's fun.
Good old IRNAKK.
Way to spoil it.
What? They can't spell. They're blind.
Or maybe they think it's an acronym.
Yeah. Stands for Internationally Recognized National Association of...
Or Killer Crocs.
Yeah.
Crocs with a K.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
To throw
nice.
people off the scent.
Killer Canucks.
That's also with a
with-
C. You
Dang
dumb.
it. No, it's the K of Canuck.
Anyways, Thok's weapon was an ice gun and had a sort of like a.
Why'd you
claw.
quote an ice gun?
It was
'Cause it
more
doesn't-
like an ice.
Oh, this
Gun.
one doesn't look like a gun.
It
This
doesn't
one doesn't
look like a gun.
mm.
It doesn't look like a gun.
But Jacob, it's flat on the end, therefore gun.
Samuel, does this look anything like a gun?
If it had a lightsaber in it, would it be a gun?
It looks significantly less like a gun than Hackhands does.
Yeah. To me, it's never given gun. And I always preferred the ice pick thing
Going out.
going out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because it always looks like the gun part should have something else attached
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, it does.
just
Like
looks
it needed
incomplete.
a barrel.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, I don't hate it, but it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't give gun to me.
I do really like putting that little tube into
yeah,
the
that's
gun.
what
I
It's
was just
so
about to say.
fun.
Yeah, so it had this transparent light blue, like, ridged tube.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to help sell, like, the ice gun effect, quote unquote
Ice gun effect. It's like the James Gunn
like,
effect.
I always imagined it as, like, some sort of, like, power source or something, but I
yeah, I
guess
always
it could be,
imagined
like,
it was what gave it.
elemental energy or, I don't know, something.
And then you could like take it out and like put a
Yeah.
new one in like a clip. That's how I
mean,
imagined
it looks
it.
cool. I like it. So I
Yeah.
can't complain, but very light gray, as we talked about, is new and exclusive color to Bionicle. Yeah, like I said, most notably used in, besides this, in Duplo and Knight's Kingdom 2.
Mm-hmm.
And also for the Thok quote unquote minifigure from the play scale sets that were released around this time.
Mm-hmm.
He also had a silver Zamersphere launcher, and his V-shaped feet were in very light gray.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, all of the parts in very light gray were exclusive to Thok.
Yeah, because they were only used in 51 other sets from 2006
Well,
to
not his
2013.
parts, just the
2004.
color.
I know.
Any parts in that
The
color.
parts of that color, which is pearl dark light gray.
Yeah.
No, it's
And
not.
really, the last
I tricked you.
the last notable use was in 2010, and then the one in 2013 was a reissue. So, yeah.
Well, what a weird guy to end on. Completely, not completely unique. But
Probably
very
the
unique.
weirdest one in terms of just...
Okay, so now we got to rank which ones we like the best, though.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I would say Avec is my favorite. Then I would say
Your favorite? Wow.
yeah,
Dang.
bro's got that wide, goofy grin. He loves stuff. Then Vezok is probably second. Then it's a tough one after that. I would probably say Hakan or Zaktan, Hakan, Thok, Radak. Because I just don't like Radak at all.
I think probably my favorite is probably Vezok. It's honestly between him and Zaktan. So Zaktan definitely is a close second. And then probably Thok as a third. And then this is hard because, like I said, I can't unsee Avac. And so I'm really biased against him for that reason. But I think I like his general shape better than Hakan. So I would probably put him before Hakan and then Hakan and Radak.
Okay, I have to say my favorites are, in order, Thok, Vezok, Zaktan, Hakan, Radak, Avac. Yeah,
Avac is your least favorite?
I think so.
Bro's biased against Brown.
I could
You're
see-
the reason Brown went out of fashion, Jacob.
And I could switch Hakan and Zactan, and I could switch Avac and Raidak. But they might go back and forth. But my top 2 remain the same, for sure. Any final thoughts on the Piraka as a whole?
I think they're all solid. Like, even though I have problems with some of the designs, I think as a whole they are a very good set.
Yeah, I don't think any of them
sets,
are terrible.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like, the margin, like, between my favorite and my least favorite is very slim.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I don't love Raidak, but he's not abysmal. He's not on the level of some of the other ones we've looked at where it's like, yeah, I really, really do not like
Yeah,
this.
because I was going to say, I don't know if Bionicle even has, like, truly terrible sets. Then I remembered Poatu and Onua Nuva. I'm like, yes, there is a floor. Okay, so that is all for technical, and with those 2 sections covered, that's going to be end for today's episode, but this one will be split into a part 2, just like the Anika and the Metru, because there's so much to talk about. And so events are going to be next, and they're pretty spicy, aren't they?
I do like the event of the Piraka, so.
Not book talk spicy, mind you, just normal levels of spicy. Okay, so good night, Metro Nui.
Good night, Metro Nui.
So long, Gay Bowser.
So long, Metro Nui. This brings us to the end of today's podcast. If you enjoyed the discussion, please follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you like to watch instead of listen, you can also find us on YouTube. The Barraki Talk Show is only made possible thanks to viewers like you. Thank you.